Look how blue that blue sky is.
And the clouds and...
Yes, you are watching
Two old farts.
Two Old Farts. And today...
We're having old farts.
Yes. And today, we're going to reemphasize why we started this in the first place, which is we're fighting Alzheimer's and we have learned some new things. So please stay tuned for some really new and important information about the cure for Alzheimer's.
Whoa, hold on there, Bubbly. I'll do the thinning around here, and don't you forget it. Some of you guys remember Quick Draw McGraw. I'm saying hold on here because the jury's not in yet on whether or not we can actually stop Alzheimer's. There are a lot of different people going at different cures for Alzheimer's. Dr. Bredesen seems to be on somewhat of a right track. But if you look around the internet at other people researching his research and other people who are doctors themselves, you're going to find that there are people who really believe in what he's saying and there are people who really think he's a quack. But it's almost like everything that we find when we start looking at Alzheimer's. There's pros and cons for every single kind of therapy we see. What we have seen over and over again, and what I did was I looked him up quite extensively and looked at people saying good things and bad things. And basically, it's kind of a mix, but I think what's her name? Dr. Harriet Hall, the skeptic doc, probably puts it best because she takes all of the things and puts each in perspective and tries to talk about whether there's really proof of these things or not. And so far, the proof is sketchy. So I often say, hey, I understand the things that we can try that probably won't hurt us, but let's not go whole hog and go running around telling people that there's a cure for Alzheimer's because there's not. Just a couple of things though. You really should read what Dr. Bredesen has to say about Alzheimer's and about the toxins that are around us all the time. It's really good reading and it's very important to find out about it. I want you to understand that there are people out there saying that they have cured Alzheimer's and here's the proof. You know, turning one person around who may have had a toxic event is not the same as finding a cure for Alzheimer's. So you got to be careful. Having said that, I don't want to belabor the point any farther than to just say this. Trish and I are doing the things that everyone agrees you should do. And one additional thing that's sort of iffy. We are doing the things like brain health. Any kind of social activity is good for your brain. Any kind of working with your hands and brain at the same time, very good for your brain. Language, learning new languages, good for your brain. If you're moving to South America, you're going to have to learn Spanish. So all of these things we're doing in order to keep our brains going, and not just Trish, but me too. In addition to these things, we're also looking carefully at our diet and making sure that we are eating healthy. Above all else, eating healthy. And also, I've begun to shorten the eating time so that I'm not eating more than 8 to 12 hours a day, usually around the 10-hour slot, so that I'm not eating longer than that and not snacking longer than that. So those are the things we're doing right now. And now let's get back to the park and get to the fun stuff.
Here's our newest old fart friend. What's your name?
Jerry.
Jerry. Where are you from, Jerry?
Fartsville.
What do you do?
Well, I play classic country songs and old-time songs for the folks at the memory care unit.
Oh, so you're making a direct contribution to people with Alzheimer's.
Correct.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and old songs seem to resonate with them very, very well.
What's the name of the place you go to perform?
Well, I go to the Barton House.
Okay.
Which is on Highway 70 every Tuesday. And
every Tuesday, what time do you do it?
Well, I get there at 12 o'clock every Tuesday. But then the memory care unit at NHC right up here at the Trays.
Well, that's fantastic, man. I'm so glad we met you. We'll put the word out for you.
All right. That'd be great.
Are you old farts too? You don't look old. Are you you aspire to get there, right?
Halfway there.
Otherwise, you die.
That's right.
Okay, what's your names?
Jason.
Jason. And what's your name?
Heidi.
And can we put you on our YouTube?
Absolutely.
Great, great. Well, and you guys are from Nashville, right?
Yeah, we live about 2 miles from here.
Oh, great.
You guys live here?
Yes.
Oh, good, good.
And what are the dogs'
This is
names?
Sherman. Oh, stay
Oh,
down.
Sherman
boy.
and
Anderson, Cooper, and Sherman.
Anderson
Because of
Cooper.
her
That's one
eyes.
of my favorite guys.
Because of her eyes.
How cool is that?
Baby boy.
Sit.
Now, as usual with 2 Farts, we always have to tell you a little story that lifts you up a little bit. And today's story is how Trish
Interpreted a current song in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, current in the 60s. Well, and here the song kind of goes like this. You probably heard it. Dee 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 dee. You barefootin'. Dee 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 dee. You barefootin'. Dee dee dee. Okay, so that's basically, you know, that's what they say all the way through the song.
I thought they were singing banana pudding, and I seriously did. And my brother wanted to disown me because of the banana pudding. Dude, well, that's what I thought it was.
So you were singing. Dee
Yeah.
dee dee.
I was going, Tommy, don't you like that song, Banana Pudding? He's like, what? That's not banana pudding, it's barefooting. He was ashamed. He never talked to me hardly much anymore. Ever. He didn't like
He
me.
still don't talk to her much. So there you go. There's the story of Nanner Pudding.
Banana pudding. Do, banana pudding.
Now I didn't realize this, but the banana pudding wasn't the only sort of misnomer where Trish had lyrics messed up.
Yeah.
Was there another one?
Yes.
Oh God.
Do you want me to say what my
Well, first do the song that as it's supposed to be done, and then you tell us
Well, all
what you.
this I know is there's a bad moon on the rise.
So Creedence, right? Creedence Clearwater.
Yeah, and I thought they were saying there's a bathroom on the right.
So
My brother really disowned me at that point. He's like, oh God. Oh gosh, you're just.
did any of your friends
what?
hear you saying there's a bathroom on the
Oh,
right?
probably. They were all like me. I chose friends like me.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
There's a beautiful day.
Yes. So that's it. And thank you from
2 Farts.
2 Farts.